Good afternoon and welcome back to school. This is a new term, and once again, I hope by the grace of God, we are all doing good, we are all fine, and the energy is there to start the term. My name is Veronica Ewua, your history teacher. Now, before the term ended, we learned about who a hero is. Now, a hero is a soldier or someone known for doing a bravery or encouraged in war. Now we are going to talk about some people who have done a lot of good things for Ghana. Now we start with a woman called Mrs. Theodosia Oko. She designed the Ghana flag for us. Now when Ghana attained independence, Dr. Kwame Nkrumah asked several artisans or artists to give us a design of the flag because we no longer needed the flag of the Europeans. So her work was selected among the lot. So her work is what I have in my hand here. Now, because she was a sportswoman and she was good in playing hockey, the National Hockey Stadium of Ghana is named after her, which is called Mrs. Theodosia Oko Sports Stadium. Now, the next person we are going to talk about is Dr. Amon Korte. Now, Dr. Amon Korte is also the man that designed the national coat of arms for Ghana. And he did a great work. He designed it with 2 eagles, a star, and a freedom and justice at the base. Now, the next person we are going to talk about is a man called Baba Yara. Now, Baba Yara was a sportsman who was very good in playing football. He played football very well like most of you boys, and he did very good in playing it. He scored a lot of goals for Ghana and he was skillful at what he does. So the Kumasi Stadium was named after him because of his good work in the football. Okay, so we move on to a man, another man called Ephraim Amu. Now Ephraim Amu was the Ghanaian who composed the Yen Ara Yasasini and several songs for Ghana. Because he was good in composing songs and he was good in using the flute, he encouraged most people to use the flute in playing music. Now we move on to the arrival of the Europeans in Ghana. So we are moving on to arrival of the Europeans in Ghana. I hope you remember your groups. Before we left, we put ourselves in groups and we all know the groups we belong to. I hope you now know your group. Okay, so we are going to talk about who an European is. An European. So an European is a native of Europe, or someone who comes from Europe. Now a native, when we say a native, is a person who is born and has lived in a place for a very long time. So we've lived in Ghana for a very long time. We are, okay, I know we are Ghanaians. Now someone who lives in America will be called, correct, an American. So we are moving on to the arrival. Now before the European came to Ghana, we were just living on our own in our various ethnic groups before they came. Now they came just to trade with us because they realized we had a lot of things that they don't have. So they came to trade with us. Now the first European that came to Ghana is is the Portuguese. Now the Portuguese came to Ghana in the year 1471, which I know you know. Now we also know that when they came to settle in Gold Coast and in a town called Elmina, where they built the Elmina Castle, which I know you now remember. So when they came to live in Ghana, they started to trade with us. Now the Europeans are the country that gave us our name, Gold Coast, because they realized we have abundance of gold. Now we move on to the second group. Now the second group that came were the British. The British were the people that came from a country called Britain. So we say British is a native of Britain, which I know you have now remembered. The British came to Ghana in the year 1533, which when they came, the Portuguese were already here. They fought with the Portuguese and conquered the place that they were using to store their food, which we now call the Cape Coast Castle. So when they conquered and took the castle from them, they rebuilt it into a beautiful castle where they can stay, which I know you've now remembered. Okay, so let's talk about the third group that came. You know your group, so you know the third group that came. And we know that the third were the third group that came to Gold Coast. Now this bird came in the year 1598. So when they came to Cape Coast, the Portuguese were in Elmina, the British were in Cape Coast. So then they went to live in a town called Comenda. Which they built a fort there. They stayed there, did their trade, and they left eventually because they spent only 5 years in Gold Coast and they left. Now, which group came fourth? Which European country was the fourth to arrive in Ghana? Okay, so the Swiss is correct. A Swiss is a person that comes from Sweden. And the Swiss came to live in Gold Coast. They lived in a town called Takoradi, where they built their forts, they settled and started to trade with the Ghanaians or the Gold Coast people. So they lived there. Then in the year 1659, they left for their country. So we said there were 5 groups that came. There were 5 groups that came. So let's talk about the 5th group. So which group came, or which group were the last to arrive here? Okay, so the Danes. The Danes were the last people to arrive in Gold Coast. Now they arrived in the year 1642, which when they came, they went to live in Osu. They divided themselves into 2. The first group went to live in Osu, and the second in Keta. So Osu is a town in the Greater Accra region, where Keta is in the Volta region of Ghana. So, as we remember, we went for a excursion there. We saw how beautiful the Osu Castle was, and it was built by the Danes. So when they came to live in Ghana, they were there, they were doing their training there. Then later on, they realized they are not okay and they need to go. So they need to go. Then they sold the place to the Portuguese, and later on the Portuguese also sold it to the British because they wanted to go. So the British took over Ghana. They took over the Gold Coast. They lived and settled here, and they were the last group to go. And they left in the year 1957 after they were thrown and fought by the Dr. Kwame Nkrumah and the SS. So that will be all for now. We continue our lesson next time. Thank you.